Hi everyone. Today, we're talking about two small coins you might have in your pocket right now. They look normal, but some are worth way more than you think, even thousands of dollars. These coins have rare mistakes or special features that make them super valuable. Let's take a closer look and see what to watch for. Let's talk about a coin that looks totally normal but could be worth a lot of money, the 1967 Washington quarter. You've probably seen this coin before. It's just a regular 25-cent coin, right? But guess what? Some of these coins have sold for as much as $9,000 or even $10,000. That's right, a small coin you might carry in your pocket could be worth more than a brand new phone or laptop. Let me explain. In 1967, the U.S. Mint made over 1.5 billion Washington quarters. That's a huge number. Most of these coins are very common and are only worth 25 cents. But some are not like the others. Some are very special, and collectors are willing to pay thousands of dollars to own them. One thing that confuses people is the missing mint mark. A mint mark is a tiny letter that tells where a coin was made, like D for Denver or S for San Francisco. But from 1965 to 1967, the U.S. Mint did not put mint marks on any coins. So, every 1967 quarter has no mint mark. That is normal for this year. But even though they all look similar, a few rare ones are worth big money. Here's where it gets interesting. In 1967, the Mint also made something called a Special Mint Set, or SMS for short. These coins were not made for everyday spending. They were made just for coin collectors. They look very different from regular coins. SMS coins are smooth, shiny, and have a special finish that makes them stand out. They almost look like a mirror. Only about 1.8 million of these special sets were made. That may sound like a lot, but it's actually very few compared to over 1 billion regular quarters. Now, if you have a 1967 quarter from a Special Mint set and it's still in perfect condition, with no scratches, no wear, and a nice shiny surface, it could be worth thousands of dollars. Some of these coins in top condition have sold for $5,000, $7,000, even $9,000. That's amazing for a coin that originally cost only 25 cents. But that's not all. Some of the most valuable coins are worth big money not because they are shiny, but because they were made with mistakes. That's right, mistakes can actually make coins rare and super valuable. These are called error coins, and collectors love them. One kind of mistake is called a missing clad layer. Normally, a quarter is made with a copper center and a nickel coating on the outside, but sometimes, the nickel layer is missing on one side. This makes the coin look reddish or copper-colored on that side. These coins are easy to spot and have sold for around $80 to $130. Another mistake is the clipped planchet. This happens when the blank piece of metal used to make the coin is cut wrong. It looks like a piece of the coin is missing, like someone took a small bite out of it. Even though the coin is damaged, collectors find this kind of mistake interesting. These clipped coins can sell for $40 to $130 depending on the size of the clip. There's also something called a wrong planchet error. This means the coin was made on the wrong kind of metal. For example, a quarter might have been made on a penny or dime blank. That makes the coin look strange and different in weight or size. One of these rare mistakes sold for more than $2,000. Another exciting error is called a double die. This means the coin was stamped twice by mistake, and the design looks doubled. You can usually see the doubled lines on the numbers and letters. If you look closely, you'll notice it looks like the coin has shadows. This kind of error is rare and popular with collectors. Double die quarters can be worth hundreds of dollars. Collectors also love coins that have what's called a cameo or deep cameo finish. These coins come from the Special Mint sets. They have frosty raised parts and a mirror-like background. If a coin like this is in perfect shape, it can be worth between $400 and $4,700, and sometimes even more. These coins are beautiful and really stand out when you see them up close. So how can you tell if your 1967 quarter is special? First, look at how shiny it is. If the coin looks new, smooth, and mirror-like, it might be from a special mint set. Next, check the edge and both sides of the coin. Is there any red or copper color showing? That might mean the outer layer is missing. Look for any parts that look like they've been clipped or cut wrong. And don't forget to check the letters and numbers. If anything looks doubled or has a strange shadow, it could be a double die error. If you think your coin might be special, don't spend it. Keep it safe. You can put it in a small plastic coin holder to protect it. The next step is to show it to a coin expert or send it to a coin grading company like PCGS or NGC. These companies will check the coin, grade its condition, and tell you how much it might be worth. If it's a very high grade or a rare error, the coin could be worth a lot of money. You might be thinking, what are the chances I find one of these? But believe it or not, people find valuable coins all the time, in pocket change, old jars, coin rolls from the bank, or even in drawers at home. The key is to always look carefully. You never know what you might find. So next time you see a 1967 quarter, don't ignore it. Take a closer look. That simple little coin could be worth more than you ever imagined. You could be holding a tiny treasure, and it only takes a minute to check. Now let's talk about a small coin that might surprise you, the 2014 D. Roosevelt dime. This tiny 10-cent coin might seem like nothing special. But did you know that some of these dimes have sold for $50, $300, $3,000, and even $23,000? That's right. A coin you might carry in your pocket or find in a drawer could be worth a lot of money. Let's start with the basics. The Roosevelt dime has been around since 1946. It has the face of President Franklin D. Roosevelt on the front. If your dime has a tiny D on it, that means it was made in Denver. In 2014, millions of these dimes were made. Most of them are regular coins used for everyday spending. They are still only worth 10 cents. But some 2014 D dimes are different. A few of them were made with mistakes. These mistakes are called errors. And coin collectors love error coins. The right error can make a coin very rare. Rare coins are worth much more money, sometimes thousands of dollars. One of the most valuable errors on the 2014 D dime is called a double die obverse, or DDO. That sounds like a big word, but it's actually pretty simple. This happens when the front of the coin gets stamped twice by the machine, but the second stamp is a little off. It makes the letters and numbers on the front look like they have a shadow or double image. You'll need a magnifying glass to see this clearly. Look at the year, 2014, or the word Liberty. If you see double lines or extra curves, your coin might have the double die error. These coins are rare and very valuable. Some have sold for $3,000, $7,000, even $15,000 and $23,000. That's a huge jump from a coin that's supposed to be worth just 10 cents. Another rare error is called a missing clad layer. Dimes, just like quarters, are made with two layers of metal. The inside is copper, and the outside is a shiny silver-colored layer. Sometimes, the shiny outer layer does not form properly. This shows the red or brown copper underneath. If your dime looks mostly copper or has a reddish color on one side, it might be missing the clad layer. That's a rare mistake. These coins have sold for $50 to $300, depending on how much of the silver layer is missing. There is also an error called a die crack. This happens when the stamp that makes the coin breaks or cracks. When this happens, a line or bump appears on the coin that's not supposed to be there. It might look like a scratch, but it's actually raised up and part of the coin. Die cracks are more common than other errors, but they can still be worth something, usually $20 to $100, and maybe more if the crack is large or looks cool. So how can you tell if your 2014 D dime is special? First, check the year. It should say 2014. Then look for the small D mint mark, which means it was made in Denver. Next, use a magnifying glass or phone camera to zoom in on the words and numbers. Look closely at Liberty, the motto, "In God We Trust," and the date, 2014. If any of the letters or numbers look blurry or doubled, you might have a double die error. Then, check the color of your coin. A regular dime should look silver. But if it looks red, brown, or coppery, it could be a missing clad layer. That means the coin is made wrong, and that's a good thing for collectors. Next, run your finger over the coin and look for raised lines or bumps. If you see any strange raised marks or lines that don't belong, it could be a die crack. Also, make sure to check the overall condition of the coin. Coins that look new and shiny with no scratches are called high grade. A high-grade coin is worth more money than one that looks old or dirty. Even a small error can be worth more if the coin is in great shape. If you think you found a special dime, don't spend it. Keep it in a safe place. You can use a coin holder or a small plastic case to protect it. Then, take it to a coin dealer or send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. They can look at the coin and tell you what kind of error it has and what grade it is. A graded coin is easier to sell, and usually sells for more. You might be thinking, how could I find a rare dime? But people find valuable coins all the time, in their pocket change, in coin jars, at yard sales, or even in old boxes from relatives. You never know what you might find unless you look. All it takes is a little patience and a sharp eye. So next time you get change at the store, don't ignore your dimes. Take a close look. Does it have a strange color? Do the letters or numbers look double? Is there a weird line or bump on the surface? If something looks off, it might be a rare error, and it might be worth big money. Most 2014 D dimes are just 10 cents. But the special ones, the rare ones with mistakes or in perfect shape, can be worth $50, $300, $3,000, or even up to $23,000. That's why it's always smart to check your coins. You might be holding a tiny treasure and not even know it. So take a second to look closely. That small dime could be a big deal. And who knows, it might be your lucky day. If you enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend, and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next coin you should be checking for. Thanks for watching, and happy treasure hunting.